Let's begin with a new ad from Denizen that makes me feel like I've drunk too much cough medicine. Quick, kill her while you have the chance. Hang on, in the last Denizen ad, she had a completely different family. Should have gone with this music. Lauren, will this get it done?
Look, I think the Denizen mnemonic is brilliant. It's been around since the 80s and I think they should just keep using it because it works. This has been a really interesting category the last few years for a number of reasons, but one of them when it comes to Denizen is they were bought out by a new parent company about 5 years ago, so that meant that after years and years of decline for Denizen, and so they did a full rebirth, new rebranding and product range and packaging, and that's where the Gloria campaign came from, the one prior to this, and they brought back the mnemonic because it was put on the shelf for a little while. They did all this work and then COVID hit. And so with COVID, we completely, especially in grocery and pharmaceutical, we completely lost any brand loyalty. It would have been critical that I bought nappies. I didn't care what brand they were. I was just relieved I could get some. And one of the hardest categories within that got hit were cold and flu. So it's been a really interesting time for them to try and claw back their loyal customers and take them off other people. The way Denizen have done it is that they've spent more on advertising, which makes Rusty really happy. But they've also introduced a whole range of kids' products. Now, this is really clever because what they've done is like a Trojan horse of getting into a home, because when you go now to the kids' cold and flu section of pharmacy, it is not cluttered. It's not busy. There's not many brands playing in that space. So they've got a lot of shelf space. They've got a lot of visibility. And when people make a medicine decision for a child, they do a lot of questions with the pharmacist. They do a lot of reading of labels. And it's like it's a Trojan horse. We trust this brand that comes into the house. And then the rest of the family start buying Denizen because it's kind of pre-approved as a brand that works for them and they trust. So it's a very, very clever strategy for them.
Yeah.
Well, what I find fascinating about this ad particularly is that the woman, Gloria, is that where we're going with? She's really likeable, and actually the watchability of this ad is wholly dependent on her casting, really. So this could have fallen apart if she was annoying quirky rather than likeable quirky, although I feel that's up for debate on whether or not she's annoying or likeable.
Yeah. I was going to let you finish your point before I corrected you.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is it's watchable. Yeah. So this already has, I think, 400,000 views on YouTube, and it's only been up for just over a month, which for an ad is amazing. And the fact that Gloria is not perfect, is overzealous, is just getting it done, and she's doing both hay fever and cold and flu in one. So good on you, Gloria. She's doing a great job as a mum and as a character.
And the annoyance factor of it is not necessarily a bad thing, because most ads, we don't have any feeling for them at all, and they don't evoke any response. And sometimes when an ad is annoying, this one, but not irritating, it can stand out, and I think that that's what they're going for.
It's sort of kindergarten clever, though, as well, isn't it? You know, in that you're going, Denizen. You do that in the kinder, wouldn't you? You do that, at playtime at school.
Where did you go to school? Did you go to some sort of, like, X-Men style ad academy? You were sent away to advertising boarding school? Like...
Well, there'll be people old enough to remember the Gillette ads that were set in a boxing ring, and they'd say G2 because there were two blades in Gillette. Yeah. So whenever there was a fight at school, which was often, it was a G2. Oh, yeah. G2, G2, G2. Denizen.
I feel like I've had too much Denizen. Well, I've just remembered where I've seen our favourite Denizen dancer before. She was in one of my favourite films.